Every field has a door, and behind that door, no matter how wide it looks from the outside, no matter how many success stories you've heard, there's a very small room. The problem isn't that people don't know this. Everyone knows, intellectually, that success is competitive. The problem is that they quietly, privately believe it won't apply to them. There is no path with unlimited winners. None. Not art, not business, not tech, not sports, not entertainment, not academia, not content creation. Every single field you admire, every career path that looks meaningful from the outside has capacity constraints. Even fields that expand, that add new jobs, new opportunities, new platforms, still bottleneck. The top tier is always crowded. Always. You're not competing against amateurs. You're competing against people who are talented, trained, well-connected, and working harder than you. The middle tier is unstable. It looks okay from a distance, but it's precarious. One algorithm change, one market shift, one economic downturn, and you're scrambling. And the bottom tier is invisible. You can work full-time in a field and never break even. Never get noticed. Never build anything that lasts. This isn't unfair. This isn't the system being rigged against you. This isn't gatekeeping or discrimination or bad luck. This is math. This is supply and demand. This is reality functioning exactly as you'd expect if you thought about it for 5 minutes without the inspirational soundtrack. Delusion doesn't come from stupidity. It doesn't come from naivety or laziness or lack of research. It comes from stories. From highlight reels that compress 10 years of grinding into a 2-minute success montage. From survivorship bias that only shows you the winners and hides the thousands who tried and failed. From social media timelines that make it look like everyone's career is accelerating except yours, that show the celebration but hide the years of obscurity that preceded it. You see the outcome, the book deal, the funding round, the viral video, the sold-out show, and you don't see thousands who aimed at the exact same door and didn't fit through it. The silence hides the truth. The people who fail don't post about it. Don't write Medium articles titled, "How I Gave Up My Dream and What I Learned." Don't create YouTube videos about why their startup collapsed or their music career went nowhere. They just disappear. They get quiet. They move on to something else, usually without fanfare. And that silence creates a distorted picture of what's possible, makes it look like everyone who really tries eventually succeeds, makes scarcity invisible. Effort matters, obviously. No one succeeds without work, but effort does not override saturation. It does not neutralize competition. It does not exempt you from math. You can work incredibly hard, put in the hours, make the sacrifices, develop the skills, and still be replaceable. Still be one of 1,000 people with similar credentials, similar ambition, similar dedication. In crowded fields, hard work is the entry fee. It's the baseline. It's what gets you in the room, not what gets you picked. The differentiator is something else: timing, positioning, network, unique angle, luck, something you can't always control or replicate. If your plan relies on being one of the many who want it badly, you don't have a plan. You have hope. And hope is not a strategy. This part hurts. This is the part people take personally, even when they shouldn't. Getting filtered out, not making it through the narrow door, does not mean you're unworthy. It does not mean you're a failure. It does not mean you didn't work hard enough, or believe enough, or want it enough. It means the system had more qualified candidates than available chairs. That's it. That's all it means. Selection is not a referendum on your value as a human being. It's a constraint of reality, a function of scarcity. a mathematical inevitability when supply exceeds demand. The faster you separate those two things, the faster you stop interpreting rejection as a judgment of your worth. The faster you stop bleeding confidence in places where it doesn't belong. You can be good and not get picked. You can be qualified and still lose. You can do everything right and still not make it. That's not injustice. That's reality being honest with you in a way that motivational culture refuses to be. Smart people don't ignore scarcity. They don't pretend it doesn't exist or that they're somehow exempt from it. They work with it. They look for adjacent roles. If the main door is jammed with competition, they find the side entrance, the related field that's less saturated but uses similar skills. They create hybrid skill sets. They combine two areas of competence in ways that are rare. Being good at A and good at B might not be unique, but being good at both simultaneously often is. They move where demand is rising, not peaking. They don't chase fields where everyone else is already chasing. They look for emerging opportunities, underserved niches, problems that haven't been solved yet. They choose games where their odds improve over time, where experience compounds, where being 5 years in gives them an advantage over someone just starting, rather than a field where youth is prized and veterans are discarded. They don't insist on the front door if a side entrance exists. Pride closes options. Strategy opens them. Here's a reframe that changes everything. Scarcity isn't just a barrier. It's information. It tells you where competition is fiercest, where you're fighting uphill, where small differences in talent or luck or timing have outsized impacts on outcomes. It tells you where differentiation matters most, where being pretty good isn't good enough, where you need something rare or unique or unexpected to stand out. It tells you where small advantages compound or vanish, where network effects snowball, where early movers dominate and latecomers struggle. If everyone wants the same outcome, the real opportunity is often near it, not inside it. Adjacent to the saturated market, serving the same audience from a different angle, solving a related problem that everyone else is ignoring. Most people never look sideways. They fixate on the main prize and miss everything else. Unlimited belief in a limited system creates disappointment, not because the world is cruel or because you're unlucky, but because expectations were careless, because you built a plan around hope instead of data, because you confused wanting something with being entitled to it. Reality isn't here to stop you. It's not conspiring against you. It's not trying to crush your dreams. It's here to shape you, to give you information, to show you where the constraints are so you can design around them. Next time, we're going to talk about FOMO and how fear of missing out quietly fractures focus, commitment, and progress. We all can't be astronauts, but understanding how many seats there actually are lets you choose a trajectory that actually lands.